Ethereum looking like it's ready to join the crypto party right now. But the big topic of conversation on social media venues like YouTube and especially Twitter is Ethereum even worth it right now? Is Solana the new kid on the block and the one to actually be looking at? So we'll answer that question. I'm pretty impartial to both of them, so hopefully I can do the most unbiased portion of analysis, and it'll be with fresh eyes. And other than that, I want to welcome you back to the Krown Crypto channel. It's a nice little Sunday morning over here, and let's just jump right into it. So first things first, I'll start off with Ethereum on the lower term timeframes. The Market Oracle Pro, the old voodoo right there, is actually saying to buy this breakout, or at least is long for the breakout as of right now. And of course, if we go over to the 4-hour time frame, which the hourly can flip-flop around quite a fair bit, as you did just see on that chart, it's actually still long from this buy that it had all the way back down around here at about 1560 or so. Now I want to put this into context because today is Sunday, and Sunday is typically traditionally a rather slow day. So if we go ahead and look at the range statistics, so just breaking it down day by day, on Sundays specifically, the bullish rate, aka the amount of daily closes that have closed positively, is 50%. So it's literally a coin toss throughout the full history of Ethereum here, meaning that, well, it can go up or it can go down. But in this case, very obviously, it does look like this is going to be one of those up days. So the next portion of this, of this indicator actually becomes relevant, as we do see that for those bullish days, for those positively closed days, it has had an average return of about 2.19%. So if we take that from today's open and see where that would land Ethereum, where would that essentially be? Actually, it'd be a little bit above where it currently is right now. So, closer to about 1900 even. With that in mind, or keep that in the back of your mind's eye, because that number is going to pop up a little bit later and be relevant for today's daily closure. But for right now, I do want to let you know, because I have been getting some questions for this, both this indicator that I'm just showing you right here, giving the daily range statistics, plus the voodoo right here, which actually on the daily also did have you buy somewhere around like 1650, are available in that package, which is in the link in the description below. It's even packaged with the Jewel Light and several other indicators, a couple of which I'm actually making or having them make as of right now, because I don't actually make them myself. I just give the idea to the coders and say, hey, run with this one, and they'll add it to the package. So you get a lot of different indicators for the same price. I just thought that it was a good deal, so we added in the Jewel Light, and just wanted to make it one of those no-brainer type things. So you can find that in the link in the description below for the chart prime. All right, sweet. Now that we've gotten through that, let's move on to the next thing in the in the greater scheme of things. So here's the thing, or here is Ethereum on a higher term time frame, the weekly time frame. So we've been tracking this chart for a long time now. I think a lot of people got super fucking bearish on Ethereum when it was hanging at 1550 or so right here, and we were saying, hey, this is actually the area where you're probably going to see, if it is bullish, a higher low. And in that case, it was coming off that 382 fib from the high to the low of this consolidation thus far. And this would be yet another higher low in a series of higher lows going all the way back to June of 2022, where you can see, obviously this low right here, which I'll mark off, connected with this low right here. And then looks like this low right here as well. And so this one is kind of trudging its way up, following the LARP lines, which is funny as always. But you can see it's starting to really fill out this region. Which is starting to validate this as one massive ascending triangle, which is a bullishly imposed formation. In the more near term on the daily, and harkening back to why kind of 1900 is important, well, if Ethereum does start to close, especially above even just the high side of this current daily range, I would even say just right here, it's 1875, that is going to imply that this consolidation that we're witnessing above the white 200 simple, as all these major moving averages are switching into bullish posturings, is likely to lead towards the next breakout, maybe with a move in the more near term over this next week, somewhere around 1930 to 1950 or so, something like that. So I did think that was interesting, and again, just kind of ties back in this analysis over here. So if you do see that statistic met, which, is looking likely as of right now, dare I say, probably going to see that as the next move. Anyways, taking these off, going over here to the weekly, I should also be aware that yes, that weekly bullish divergence playing out. I'd say that, certainly the easy portion of that move's already played out, so not really too much to say about it other than that. However, the monthly now also following through again with that hidden bullish divergence from, what seems ages ago, and the monthly jewel is actually starting to turn around and potentially get another upside signal. We'd like to see this one turn that cyan color, already supported by DMI. That would be really, really good for probably a macro breakout. And at that point, we could see Ethereum in the mid 2000s, I'd suspect. But is that even relevant? Solana just going to outperform it? Well, again, we'll get to that question in a bit. I do have one more thing to get to, or two more things to get to with Ethereum. Looking at the daily HPDR bands, we can see the current top side of the range is, 1935. So a good area of interest for the short term. Again, assuming that we do see that continuation. And over here, most importantly, with the weekly look, going off stochastic momentum, this was another major one that we were looking at and saying, hey, it's probably a higher low right here on the question mark. It has been riding this trendline regression on the weekly stochastic also for a while, rejecting that bearish control zone, now reclaiming the exponential on the stochastic as well, and continuing with this upside momentum as long as it's above 1630. It's a hard chart to hit right there. I'd say probably does move its way somewhere into the blue box actually overall, and breakouts obviously above there, and well, you would have an ascending triangle measure move significantly higher. I would say what's a little more reasonable is probably that mid $2,000 region. Anyways, I need to pause this for a second, then I'll be back. Okay, now that I'm back, let's get into the topic of the video. So there's a whole war going on between Solana and Ethereum. I'm just on the sideline. I don't give a fuck about either of them. I mean, they're just inanimate objects to me. It's what they all are, really, even Bitcoin as well. But if we look at Solana versus Ethereum in a chart, actually to reference yesterday's video, we can get a pretty good idea, which one is going to outpace which one long term here as we do go to the higher term time frame. So this is Solana versus Ethereum, meaning that if this chart goes up, it means that Solana's value relative to Ethereum is rising, and vice versa for the other side. If it goes down, then Ethereum's value is rising versus Solana's. Now you can see that the Solana people, especially ever since June of this year, so summer, have been gaining value after, losing. Let's actually put this into context. How much did they lose? 85%. Okay, not a big deal. Just a bit of a haircut, right? No big deal. But after losing 85%, have gained about 150%. Still have, to reclaim the highs, about 500% move from the low. It's okay. There's something there. But in this case, there are a few things to be aware here. So it does look to me that in the short term, this chart probably is finding a little bit of a local high. And now that I do throw an inverted fib on this from the high to the low, we can see that it has officially hit right around that 618 Fibonacci retracement. So this is a really good area actually for a pullback and consolidation a little bit lower. If you're bullish on this chart, meaning that you're bullish on Solana versus Ethereum, you want to see this chart put in a base, really no less than the 382 fib right here. But I'd say if it can consolidate between the 382 and the 50%, that's going to look really, really good. So that'd be between about 0.16 to 0.02. If it can do that on this pullback, setting a higher low there, and then continue, that would be a really damn good indication that Solana actually is going to massively outpace Ethereum in the coming probably year and a half. But if you do start to lose that 0.16 region, that's where I'd say, maybe not. Probably not. Personal opinion is, I don't know. I don't really have much to say about it other than that, really. I'm trying to look for something else that's obvious on these charts. The only obvious thing that I see is that this is a great area for a pullback. I'd be looking for at least a pullback to like 0.0175. Going to see some bearish divergence here on the daily time frame as well. Yeah. Somewhere back down below 2. and hopefully for the Bulaw's sake above like 0.16. So I really don't have a strong opinion about whether this one will fail or succeed. It's just, that is what it is right now. Short-term pullback, very, very likely, as Ethereum does produce the short-term breakout. Solana, had a pretty significant move, obviously. But I think that short-term, it's kind of done relative to Ethereum. And the real test will be, are there higher lows, like I said, in this region right here? But okay, that seems really big. I'd say more like this region right here, actually. Do you see a higher low within that region in the next month? If you do, okay, game on for Solana. If you don't, and it falls right through, no game for Solana. It's all wrecked, man. Anyways, let's see. We are 10 minutes into this video. Is there anything else that I want to go over? We could go over Bitcoin's daily HPDR bands here. I just wanted to point out that the bands have significantly stepped up now. This is coming alongside of volatility contraction. So this, again, does favor the Bulaw's long term. I'm just not convinced that it's breaking out exactly right now. Range high, again, between about 36,600, range low at about 33,300. So anything between there, again, does favor the Bulaw's. Below there, however, that's where I would expect a greater pullback to emerge. And maybe, I would still say trap, can start to talk about, major bull traps below like 32,000 bucks. But until then, still does favor the Bulaw's overall. I just look at this as a reset for Bitcoin. So yeah, I think that's a good place for me to be leaving off on this video. I'll be signing off on that note. As always, I want to wish you the best. Take care, much love, and fuck, I forgot to mention it. Yes, so if you're in Dubai for November 24th, there is Crypto Fight Night where I'll be participating in as the main event, and I do have actually a couple of extra tickets. It looks like, I think I do at least. Most of them have been claimed, but I think I might have 2 extra ones. So if you're interested in going, message me or email me at eric@crowntrading.net. Again, if you're in Dubai at that time, more than happy to give these tickets to you. They're VIP tickets, and it should be a pretty fucking fun event. So if that interests you, just let me know, and we'll go from there. All right. With that said, I want to wish you the best. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully soon.